Hello everyone and welcome back to our channel. Today we'll be discussing multi-dimensional arrays in PHP. In the previous video we covered the basics of arrays in PHP. Alright, so we will continue today by looking at multi-dimensional arrays. So what then is a multi-dimensional array? Okay, it's just an array that contains one or more arrays. So it allows us to store data in a structured format and can be useful in so many different scenarios. So let's dive into the world of multi-dimensional arrays. Okay, so let me just go ahead and create one PHP file for such purpose. So I'll say that array hyphen continuation.php. all right, okay, all right. So now that we have the file created, let's make sure we open our PHP tags as usual and say that we are looking at multi-dimensional arrays. All right, so let's start by declaring a multi-dimensional array in PHP. In order to do so, we use the nested arrays, which means we declare one array inside another array. So here is an example of how to declare a multi-dimensional array in PHP. So let's say we have a students that we want to represent in a multi-dimensional array. We have a variable, let's say that equals, then we say array. Okay, then we open our bracket. Now let's expand this one so that we can have space to work with it like that. Now inside of it we are going to create more arrays like that and say that okay, the first array within this bigger students array should have a student called John, okay, and his age should be 25, and the gender of this student is obviously male. Okay, now let's bring a comma, or let's insert a comma to separate the next array from the first one. Let's open another bracket and say that this one should be Jane and the age should be 23. And let's say that the student here is a female, and that's obvious, right? Good. Now the next one we say that should be David, and his age should be 28, and obviously he is a male, right? Good. So let's make sure that this one here is terminated. Are we okay? Good. Now, so in this example we have an array called student. So this is what the array student. Do you get it? The array student. And it contains nested arrays, 3 nested arrays. Each nested array represents a particular student. Do you get it? And contains the student's name, the age, and the gender. Likewise for the second one and the third one, like that. Now, having declared our array, let's now see how to access the elements that are in there. Okay, let's see how to access the elements from a multi-dimensional array. So in order to do so, we use the square bracket notation. So let's say that accessing element from a multi-dimensional array. Okay, so we use what? Let's say that the square bracket notation, okay, notation is used. This one right here, like that. Okay, so let's say we want to output the first student here. We want to get some records or some values that pertain to what this particular student here. Okay, so how do we do that? Let's say we want to echo the student array. Okay, first we have to call the variable itself and say that bracket. Okay, now what do you want to access? We want to access the first student. Okay, so you have to say that 0 because these three arrays in this bigger array here are actually indexed, and the first one here is index 0, the second one is indexed 1, and this one here is indexed 2. So in order to access the first array, you just have to say that student square bracket and then you pass in 0, and this one here is referring to the first array. Now inside the first array, what do we want to access? Let's say we want to access the name John, okay, the student's name, right? So you just have to bring another square bracket and say 0, because you remember in a previous video we said that when you have an array, the indexes start from what? 0, 1 and 2, like that. So in order to access the name value in this particular array, you just have to say what? We want the 0th element or the 0th value. Do you get it? Yes. So that way we can what? Print the name of what? The first student here. Do you get it? Good. So let me go ahead and save this file, and let's go into our browser. Let's change the route to arrays hyphen continuation .php. Okay, so there is some sort of typo in there. Still, let me go check the name that we have. Array. Okay, so I didn't bring s, so this is supposed to be array, not arrays. Okay, so we are having John as what? The output, right? Now let's try and access the age for the second student, which is what? Jane. So let me comment out this one and say echo students. So since this one is the second, is the second array inside a bigger array, its index is actually what? 1. So I will say 1, and then I want to access what's the age, right? So this is 0 and this is 1, right? So I'll say that 1, and then I'll terminate this one. Make sure the file is saved again. Go to the browser and refresh. So we're having 23, and that is coming from the second array. You get it? All right, now let's try and access the gender for the third student. So student, I'll bring my square brackets and I'll say that's 2, and then what do you think will be the number that we need to pass in this bracket? Okay, that is supposed to be 2. You guess right. Okay, so what it means is that it is going to access this array here. Since the index is 2, okay, the index of this particular array is 2 inside this bigger array here, and inside this array we want to access the gender, which is what? 0, 1, 2, like that, and we expect that we get male as the output. So let's save this one, go back and refresh, and we are getting male as the output. All right, so in this example we are accessing the first element of the nested array, all right, the second element of the second element of the second nested array, and the third element of the third nested array. All right, before I'll say something different, let's say that we want to var dump this one here, the students array. I believe you remember this keyword, the var dump function, right, or the method. We established the fact that it helps us to print out a particular variable, and we can see a whole lot of information that are pertaining to such variable. Okay, so we expect that when you output this student's variable or this student array here, we get all the arrays that are in there and some other informations regarding the student array. Okay, make sure the file is saved. Let's go back to our browser and refresh the browser, and as you can see, it is actually outputting all the elements within the nested array within the bigger array. Okay, and we are having what some detailed information about each and every array. Okay, so it is telling us that we actually have 3 arrays in the bigger array. This is it. And the first array starts here like that, having what the element in there like that. The second one starts from here, and the third one here like that. Okay, yes, you can see that this one is not quite friendly to the eyes. Okay, and this is normally used for debugging purposes. Okay, so in a coming video we will see how to properly output element from a nested array or a multi-dimensional array. Okay, we'll see the an enhanced version of what a multi-dimensional array, where we will see how to actually output all the elements that are in there in the right manner. Okay, yes, so that is it for our video on multi-dimensional arrays in PHP. We hope this video has given you a good understanding of how to use multi-dimensional arrays in PHP. If you have any questions or suggestions, please leave them in the comments below. And if you found this video helpful, please like and share it with others. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Until then, I wish you a happy coding and keep fit. Bye.